Hello everyone and welcome to Blind Beauty. I'm Jennifer. What we're going to do today is I am going to do a full face of ShopMissA. Yes, I am very excited to do this video for you today because I love ShopMissA products, especially the AOA Studio brand. Now they do have other products that I do want to get my hands on eventually if I can. But, you know, all these products were $1 each. The only exceptions would be some of the brushes, and I've, paid $5.55 for a 5-piece brush set for the Paw Paw brush set, the oval brush set that I'll be using. Now those, if you haven't seen oval brushes, this is what one of them looks like. This is the larger one of the set. And then the other ones that I didn't pay $1 for, but you can get the brushes individually for $1, is the AOA Studio. It's a sculpting set. It's like the S-looking brushes. This one here is in the F9 brush that I'm holding up here. So that's the only exceptions to this thing. Everything will be $1. So I do hope that you stay tuned, and let's get started. Okay, let's do this. We're going to start out with the AOA Studio Illuminating Primer. Now this is the, well, like I said, it's the Illuminating Primer. Now they do have a mattifying one, I believe. They also have a pore filling one, which I haven't tried all the others. You know, I'm still, AOA has so many products that I just can't possibly try them all. But I love their products and I love how cheap they are. But I put a little bit, about a pea size amount, which is a little more than I needed actually. I'm dotting this on my face, T-zone. I focus more on the jawline and cheeks than I did on the forehead and nose because I do get oilier there. But that's okay. Now then, what I'm going to do now, I'm still rubbing this in a little bit. It does take a little bit of time to make sure you get it completely rubbed in. And you can tell this does give a little bit of a glow. And let me know in the comments down below if you want a full-on review of any of these products that I'm doing today, because I'm happy to do that for you. A couple of the products I have already reviewed, and I will link those down below, you know, so that you can check them out. And I also have an AOA Studio playlist, or AOA ShopMissA playlist, I believe is what it's called. But we're going to go on and try to not make this too terribly long. But, you know, we're still going to have fun with it. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the AOA Wonder Sponge. I'm not sure if that's exactly what this is called. This is the black one. I'm going to take this and I'm going to go wet it. I wanted you to be able to see it up close, the size of it, before I wet it. This is what the sponge looks like up close. So that's the size now. You can tell it, you know, it's in the middle of my hand. Now I'm going to go wet it. I'll be right back with y'all. Alrighty, I got it good and wet, and this is what it looks like now. You can tell that it significantly increases in size here. So, because that covers more of my palm now whenever I hold it up. So, but what I'm going to be using for this particular tutorial is I'm going to be going in and using my, I should have gotten everything out, but I kind of wanted to have it all bagged up. Well, most of it bagged up. Some of it isn't bagged up, but that's okay. I'm going to be using my AOA Perfect Perfect BB Cream is what this is called. And I have the shade medium. I have done a full review on this, so check out the links below if you do want to see that. And I'm going to put this on the back of my hand. But anytime you have a liquidy product, sometimes shaking it does help. At least it helps me to get it to the bottom, you know, of the, where I can squeeze it out easier. So, but put some on the back of my hand here. And then I'm going to just use this sponge to apply and blend. Let's blend it in, blend it in. So, and the motion I'm going to be doing the blending is just a tapping and then somewhat a tap and drag as well. So that's the motions I'm going to be doing, but I'm going to speed through this so that this isn't too terribly long. Here we go. That right there. Now then, what I have here, I have different products here for different reasons, of course, but, you know, I say, let's just roll with it. Let's roll with it, roll with it. Okay, now then, I have 3 different Wonder Cover concealers. Now, I have done a concealer video where I showed other colors and showed what they're good for and all that stuff, but you know, I figured, hey, let's just roll with this. But I have the color Bisque, Peach, and I do believe this is in the shade Nude. Unfortunately, AOA Studio does not make things very visually impaired friendly, at least whenever it comes to the shade name, unless you have the barcode that you left on there, and then it might, you know, you can possibly see it there. But I just roll with it and try to go with my best assumption. But you can tell this is a rather dewier BB cream. I would love for them to come out with a matte one, but they haven't, and that's okay. But what I'm going to do here is we are going to use different concealers for different reasons. Alright, first I'm going to take the Peach shade, if I can find it again. Yeah, right here. I'm going to take this Peach shade and I'm going to put this on this darker spots under my eyes. I'm not doing heavy duty concealing with this. But if you watched my concealer, Beginner Beauty concealer video, then you know that Peach helps cancel out your darker under eyes, like the dark circles on medium skin, light to medium. And it also does seem to help brighten as well. I'm doing just real lightly here under the eye, like a small triangle, I guess is what I'm doing. Just trying to focus it more on the darker parts. And if you look down, whenever you're doing this, you can really pinpoint it right in those bags if you want to. Okay, now since I put that on, I am going to go ahead and blend this really quickly using the AOA sponge. Can you tell how much that brightened that up? I mean, it really did help with the under eye situation. Whoop. I'm losing my mind, y'all, losing my mind. I'm going to take the Bisque shade right here. And I'm going to dot a little bit. I'm not going real heavy here, but I'm dotting a little bit of that on top of that just to help it blend a little more to where it's not BAM! In your face highlight. So, dot just a little bit. Kind of go around, I guess, where I did that. Not as much up along the lash line like I did before, but kind of outlining it in a way. And then just do like some dots in the middle. Sometimes I've been doing this technique with these just because, to me, it works. You know, I'm not a professional and I don't claim to be. But I'm just blending that out. Alright. And to blend it out, I tend to do more of a tap and drag, just so that it's not pushing it all right in that one little area. Okay. Now then, I'm going to take, I believe that this shade is Nude here. You can tell it's significantly lighter than Bisque was. And I'm going to go down the nose with it. Do like a little fan shape here between the brows. I mean, very little. Not like huge on the forehead, but you know. And then I'm going to go on the chin, on the Cupid's bow. I mean, I don't want it on my actual lip. But you can tell that's significantly lighter and a different tone overall than the Bisque shade. I can show you these side by side here in a moment. But I'm blending that out by the same method I was doing with the BB cream. Alright, and I'll show you what these Buff and Bisque look like side by side. There's the two tubes right there. Now then, the first one I'm going to put on my hand is going to be Bisque. Let me wipe off the leftover BB cream here. The first shade I'm going to put on is Bisque. And I'm going to do a significant amount so that you can really see the difference in these. And then I believe this is Nude that I've got too. Okay. Right here is Nude, and right next to it is the Bisque. That's the two shades right there. So you can tell there's a big difference, and you can use multiple colors of concealers, and these are only $1 a piece to even contour. I haven't tried getting deeper shades to actually contour with, but I'm still kind of new. Well, not new, but I'm still somewhat new to contouring. But hey, let's roll with it. Alright, now then I am taking the AOA Studio Matte Translucent Powder. I put some in the cap by tipping it upside down and then tapping the bottom. And this is a pretty nice powder from what, you know, from the few times I've used it. And I'm dipping my wet sponge into this powder. I'm getting some on it. And we're going to do a little bit of baking. Not a heavy duty bake. We ain't baking the cake, but we're going to do a little bit of baking. Okay, and all you do to bake is you just tap this under your eye. or wherever you want to bake. I mean, okay, I guess we are heavy duty baking. We're baking. We're baking, y'all. We're baking. Look like a reverse raccoon, because most raccoons have the dark under eyes. Yeah, that's what I think of whenever I see this, because my eyelids have a little bit of darkness to them anyway. So that's what I think of whenever I bake. But hey, that's okay. Alright, now then, I don't really have a actual powder brush from ShopMissA, so you know, that's okay. But we're going to jump on into the actual eye look here. Now there's not going to be a whole lot to this eye look, but we're still gonna do it. Let's do it, let's do it. Okay. Woo. And that powder, yes, it will get everywhere. Wearing a black dress, not the best thing with a white translucent powder, huh? Maybe that wasn't too smart. But, oh well, it's alright. It'll be alright. Okay. Now then, I'm going to take the AOA Wonder Baked eyeshadow. This is in the shade Mars. Now, if you want a full-on review of this product, I can do that as well. Let me know if you want a full-on review of any of these, actually, like I said before. And I guess I kind of fibbed whenever I said all of it is AOA, because I'm going to use a setting spray here just to wet a brush. We'll do this one here. This is just a little, it's one of the ones of the Paw Paw brushes. I'm gonna spritz it pretty good. And you can use water, eye drops, whatever to mist it. The thing is with these baked products, if you don't mist them, they don't perform as well. I mean, and it's not going to perform that well with this brush. Let's just use my finger, because I don't have like a flat shadow brush from them. So we're just going to use my finger, but I'm going to wet it. Let's get it good. I mean, right there is what it looks like dry. This is wet and this is dry. So, alright. Now I'm sitting here holding this up like it has a mirror to it. Alright, now I'm just going to put this on the eyelid. Whoop, forgot a step. Back it up. Let's back this bus up. Back it up, back it up, back it up. Alright, let's back it up a little bit. I forgot a step here, which, hey, everybody does from time to time. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody is perfect. You can be doing makeup for years and still make mistakes. It don't matter who you are. I'm still actually fairly new to the makeup game for my age, I think. So, but I'm going to take this AOA, I believe this is the Perfect Primer. Yeah, Perfect Eyeshadow Primer. If AOA sees this, I want to make it known that it's hard to see which one I have. I think this is the original. And I'm just going to prime my eyes with it. Just using my ring finger and blending this in. going all the way to the brow bone. Now that my eyes are good and primed, let's go back to what I was doing. Wet my finger, and I use the Makeup Revolution Oil Control Fixing Spray to do this, by the way. Going back into that Mars shade. And I'm just going to put this on the lid. These are decent products. I even like the purple shade better than this Mars shade. Y'all, I gotta use a brush here, an actual brush. Alright. Okay, just use one of these. I'm using a regular eyeshadow brush. You can use any e.l.f. brush you got or whatever. So, I'm doing that. Usually using your finger does help make things more pigmented, but for some reason my fingers aren't wanting to do that for me. I haven't used this shade a whole lot. I'm just taking a flat shadow brush and I misted it. So, I'm putting this down on the lid. This is not a complicated look by any means. Even beginners could easily do this. And I'm going to take one of the AOA sculpting brushes while it's still damp and blend this into the crease a little bit. I'm going to be using some of this Makeup Essentials, I believe. Yeah, Makeup Essentials Contour Kit here in a little bit to help define the crease even more. But I still want to blend this out a little bit whenever it's damp like this. So, but, I mean, now if you do have dark under eyes, you would need to definitely do some heavy duty concealing or whatever so that they're not showing, because blue kind of makes red pop a little more. And yeah, now I'm going to just do the same thing on the other eye. Going back in with that smaller brush, the sculpting brush. This is the E109, I do believe is what it is. And just buffing that in the crease. I tend to like to work with my shadows whenever they are still damp and wet. Okay. I'm going to take that first brush I was using right here, and we are going to go into this Makeover Essentials Contour Kit. This is a $1 product, and it has 6 different shades to it. You've got 2 warmer tone contours and then a cooler tone contour, a somewhat shimmery, I wouldn't say overly shimmery, highlight, a banana type shade, and then like a white looking powder. At least to me it looks white. So I'm going to take this little, I'd almost call this a dotting type brush. I'm going to go into that, and we're going to go into this warmer tone shade. It is the one, if you're looking at the actual palette right side up, I don't have it right side up here, but here it would be the third one on your left. I do believe. The one on your far left, on the bottom. It's the darker type shade here. And I'm going to put that in the crease, and I'm going to kind of buff it in. The thing I like about these brushes is they do have a paddle style handle, so you can really work it in. And I'm going about halfway in here. Just doing kind of small buffing type motions. Well, I'm actually going all the way in after all. Well, like I said, this is supposed to be an easier type tutorial, so why not make it easy? Just buffing that out using this brush. It does have a larger brush, or larger handle, like I said, like wider handle. And this brush is still somewhat damp from dampening it before. So that does help shadows to be more pigmented as well. But this is not meant to be a shadow. It's meant to be a contour. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm contouring my eyes. And I'm working on my left eye now, while you're right, but my left. And just buffing that out. Okay. Now then. Now then, y'all. Now then. Let's see here. Alright. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same brush. And I'm going to go into the middle shade down here at the bottom. And I'm going to go into that and put that right in the crease. I mean, just literally windshield wiper type motions here. And this being all the same size around, you don't have to worry about, am I holding it just right? Because, you know, it's literally a circle. It's not an oval. This is one of the circle brushes. This is the only circle brush, but yeah. Now I'm going to take that same shade I was just using and go on the outer corner as well. Alright, I'm going to take this AOA Wonder Baked Highlight in Cupcake, and I'm going to put this on my actual lid, like right in the middle of the lid. It just will help add some brightness, and I'm using my ring finger to do it. So I'm just going to put that on and kind of blend it in right there in the center. Just kind of give that red a little something extra. Alright, now I'm going to dampen my finger and do the same thing and just literally tap it right there in the center again. Anytime you dampen a baked product or powder product in general, usually, it will help make it more pigmented. So, do the same thing. Just building it up, and I really want it to shine and sparkle, so do that. Now then, before I move on with the actual eyes, we are going to go ahead and do this face. Let's bust off that bake, or brush off that bake. Now, we're not going to bust it, like crack it off, but we're going to brush off the bake I'm going to use that same powder, and I'm going to use that with one of these flat paddle brushes, the oval brushes, the biggest one, to do my entire face. Now to do the bake, I'm using a smaller brush, and I'm going to use another layer, light layer, of that powder just to help not take any other makeup off. Now typically I would recommend using a fluffy powder brush, but unfortunately I don't have one from ShopMissA. Now I do have a blush brush that came with the Makeover Essentials palette, but I prefer a bigger, fluffier brush just because it covers more area. But that's okay. But let's dip into this here and let's get brushing. It's gonna look like a snowstorm. Alright, I dip my brush in there, tap off the excess. Alright, now then, what I'm going to do, like I said, is I'm going to take this bigger brush. Yeah. Now, I could use the medium-sized brush to do this, but I'd rather use this big old honking thing and do it. This is the largest brush that comes in the set, you know, and I just put some on the brush here. Unfortunately, the powder doesn't get as evenly distributed whenever I'm doing this kind of brush, but that's okay. And I do more of a puff motion at first, especially on the T-zone area. Just like you're using a powder puff and tap, 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 tap. That's what I'm doing here on the T-zone. I'm going to take some more of it and just put it on the rest of my face here. Not real heavy, but a little bit. Now then, what do you say let's see here, what else we got here? What else we got? Alright. I wanted to get that eye stuff done. Or get the, not the eye stuff, but I wanted to get the bake done before I went in with my AOA Studio Wonder Liquid Eyeliner. And this one is in the shade black. And I looked on their website, and even though this does not say on here that it is, it claims to be waterproof. I'm working on getting a whole bunch of products to test waterproof makeup. I don't have a whole lot of waterproof, so I'm working on getting products to do that this summer. But I'm taking this, and we're gonna real lightly line the upper lash line. Not too crazy, y'all, not too crazy. So, and I'm still fairly new to eyeliner, so I won't be talking through this. I'll just be speeding through it. All you do is just do a quick line as close as you can to your lashes. whenever you're doing liner, I plan on doing a little series of how to put on makeup, like a, would y'all like to see like a beauty boot camp where I go 1 week solid, boom, 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 take you through foundation, concealer, blush, bronzer, contour, eyeshadow, eyebrows, and finally lips. Well, eyeshadow and liner and lips. You know, because I'm thinking of doing that. I've got all the products for that already. So, you know, I've just been toying with the idea. I've got so many ideas coming. This is the AOA E124 brush. It's a small pencil brush. And since I used a shade in the crease to help define the crease in outer V, I'm going to go into that same shade and we're going to put it on the lash line, on the lower lash line, just a little bit. Not too crazy, but a little bit. And we're using this shade right here. It's in the middle of the bottom row of this Makeover Essentials palette. Putting it as close to my lower lashes as I possibly can. That just helps to define the lower lash line a little more. I'm going to take the AOA Studio Baked Highlight here in Fairy. It's a yellowy tone highlight. Cupcake is more of a pinky tone, which to me works great with red because the Mars shade is more of a reddish, coppery type shade in my opinion. With my vision, I don't always see something as, you know, other people might, but this is Fairy. And I'm going to put that on the inner corner of my eye look. Yeah, that just helps brighten it up a little more. Because whenever I use a red shadow, I don't know, I'm just nervous about it making my eyes look too dark or too tired. Because to me, I always look tired. Here's the fun part. This is going to be the fun part for y'all. Now I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to do here, and then I'll do it without, you know. I'm going to start out with the Pre-Lash by AOA Studio. And then this is pretty much a lash primer. And then I'm going to go in with the Hyper Lash. Now I find that whenever I use these two, I have to go fairly quickly. So I will be speeding through this, but you put a good coat of the Pre-Lash, which is like a black mascara. And then the Hyper Lash is like little extensions. Once again, starting out with the Pre-Lash, then going to the Hyper Lash. Now these are sold as a set for $2, or you can buy them individually for $1 from ShopMissA.com. Okay, starting with the Pre-Lash. one thing, I tend to get this stuff in my eyes. That stuff really can get in your eyes bad. Now I'm going to take and I've only used this brush with this palette. So this is the Makeover Essentials palette like I used on my eyes. And I don't have an actual blush shade today, so we're not doing any blush. But I can't see my blush anyway, so. Alright, and I'm going to take that middle shade that I used on my lash line and in my, like, the middle of my crease. And we're going to do a little bit of contouring. And for that, actually, I'm going to use this brush here, the F9 brush. The high def brush is what this says. I'm going to get some of that on the thing. Now, if you want this palette completely reviewed, let me know. Like I said, let me know if you want any of this stuff reviewed. Alright. And then the thing is, with this type of brush, you can really easily, for a beginner, put it right there in the hollow of your cheek and pull it forward. Actually, this is not a bad shade after all. And I do both the bottom and the sides too to do this. Do the other side. I mean, if you wanted to really get precise, you could use the other brush that I used in my crease to do this. But the little strokes that I was doing are just real small back and forth, almost buffing but not quite buffing. Now I'm going to buff it out. And what I'm doing is I'm pulling it up more towards the cheekbone. I'm not a big fan of this palette, but it is what it is. I do what I can, you do what you can, you do what you can. Okay. Now then, I'm going to go in with the final shade in this palette, right over here, that I used all in the crease and to blow out the crease a little bit, the warmer shade. And with this angled brush here, I'm going to go on my temples and like near where I did that contour, kind of bringing it more, blending it up more to the cheek area. Now then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the brush I was using on my crease, and this kind of brush is great, and I do mean great, for doing contour of the nose. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go back into that middle shade, and we're going to sculpt this nose. I put some right below my bottom lip, just a little bit, not a whole lot, but just a little bit, just to help deepen up that bottom lip a little bit more. Alright, now then, let's get on to the best part. Well, actually, let me go ahead and finish up my actual face before, or the contour part, before I get on to the best part. I'm going back into that contour shade I just did my nose with, and I'm going to carve out my jawline a little bit more. if y'all have been with my channel for very long, you know that one thing I've gotten into majorly quite a bit lately is highlight. You gotta have a good highlight. You gotta. I mean, if you want something to pop, you need a good highlight. If you're gonna have a good highlight, you know, you need some kind of brush. I like the e.l.f. small taper brush personally, and I'm not really familiar with using this kind of brush, but we're gonna give it a shot today. I haven't really played with it a whole lot, and I guess I nicked it a little bit, but it is the AOA Studio P, I can't tell, it's the fan brush, the small fan brush is what it is. You know what, let's save that for a minute, and I am going to go in with the, I'm sorry for jumping around on y'all here, but you know, makeup, it's a go with the flow. Let's go, let's go, let's go with the flow. Let's go with the flow. Okay. Now I use this brush here for my concealer, but I'm going to take this and we're going to do some somewhat, well, not somewhat, but a good highlight using that fairy shade, the yellowy shade right here. I mean, I'm loading this brush up. Tap off the excess. And then I'm going to go on the high points of my cheeks, like from back by the hairline down to almost the corner of my eye, just past the corner of my eye. And then I'll go back up onto the forehead just a little bit above the brow bone. We're still going to tackle that, the eye a little bit. I like my fluffier brushes for highlight, but you know, I just honestly wanted to use as much ShopMissA today as I could. Makes me feel like I'm using toothbrushes to do my makeup. I'm going to take it down the nose in that fan shape. Do the fan, do the fan. Fan it, fan girl. Fan it, girl. Go on the chinny chin. Alright, now then, I'm going to take the fan brush. Now this is their smaller brush. All their brushes, as far as I know, are, whoops, might help to have the setting spray turned the right way, huh? If I'm going to spritz brush. And I'm misting this fan brush. And I'm going back into that same highlight, and we're going to pinpoint it exactly where we want it. I mean, yeah, that's going to be, well, it's not going to be pinpointed necessarily. A pinpointed would be more like the pencil style brush. But I loaded up with some product. I mean, I'm going to go right on the tops of my cheeks again. On a Cupcake bow. Yes, I just said Cupid. On the Cupid bow. I mean, look at that glow. Look at that glow. Look at y'all. Look at. Do y'all like a bold highlight, or do you like more subtle, demure highlight? You know, me, I say go bold or go home. Okay, now then, I'm going to take the brush that I was using to contour. Now you can use the brush cleaning thing to clean this off a little bit if you wanted to, but I'm going to go into this highlighting palette right here. Now this really isn't, I don't think there's really any, no real shimmer to any of these. But I'm going into this shade right above that warm shade we used in the crease. And I'm going to put that on my brow bone. Y'all might be thinking, dang, she's using a lot of stuff. Alright. Now then, just because I'm nervous about my contour, I'm going to take the middle-sized brush and just kind of blend a little bit more. When in doubt, blend it out. If you don't take anything else from me the entire time you've watched this channel, when in doubt, blend it out. If you can't see it, which contour is really difficult for me to see until I get close up. I mean, whenever I do my photos, I really look strongly at a photo. I know this video is probably going to be forever, and I do apologize if that bugs y'all, but I would rather make it more accessible than try to rush through everything, because I had to learn the hard way. And I'm taking the AOA Studio Brow Pomade, Wonder Brow Pomade. I mean, you can tell I haven't used this a whole lot, but I do use it some. And I'm taking the smallest brush of this thing, which is, I mean, it seriously does look like a little mini toothbrush. And I'm going to dip into this. This is rather creamy. I haven't tried doing my brows with this brush, but hey, first time for everything, y'all. First time for everything. Alright, now then, I'm going to take that brush and do my brows. I'm not going for a heavy look, but, and all I'm doing is like real small strokes on the brow area. But yeah, if y'all want like a beauty boot camp type thing, blind beauty boot camp, where I go in depth about how to do brows, how to do contour blush, highlight, and what would work for what face shapes and whatnot, let me know in the comments down below if that's something you'd like to know about, because I do my research on all sorts of goodies. So, but now typically I would also recommend even using a spoolie or a brow gel. Now me, I don't have the brow gel from AOA, because to me this is not a waterproof formula. We've only got one step. One step left, y'all. And that is the AOA Wonder Metals liquid lipstick. And I have the shade in Cyber. I mean, this is a real pretty coppery, to me it's coppery at least, shade. And I'll show you a quick swatch on the back of my hand. Now I do have another shade of this, but I just think this is a pretty color. Real summery. And I thought it would be a bright, almost a monochromatic with this eye look anyway. So, alright, here we go. I'm going to put this on my lips, and I did not exfoliate, by the way. I did not, even moisturize. I do normally recommend doing that before you use a liquid lipstick, but honestly, I forgot. Alright, y'all. That right there is the finished look. So give me a big thumbs up if you like this kind of tutorial where I talk through it. I do speed through some aspects of it, but you know, and let you know what I do like, what I don't like. And if you do want a full-on review of every single product, or any of the products rather, let me know in the comments down below. I did do a review of the AOA BB cream, and I also have a review of the AOA translucent powder. I don't have one up yet of the translucent matte, but you can see what it did on my face. And normally I have combination skin, so, but this right here is the finished look. I do hope that you follow me on all of my social media, including Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, you name it. I probably got it. If I don't, I'll get it. And if that subscribe button isn't clicked, I hope you turn that on, as well as make sure you turn on the notifications, because YouTube, they've been playing crazy with people's YouTubes anymore. You might not see my videos if you don't turn on your notifications. I'm not being mean, I'm just saying, if you don't have the notifications turned on, you might not see it. So, and let me know what you think of this look, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.